Look at these bones next. These are the temporal bones. And we can see that temporal bone here as well. There's a temporal bone. So, I like to start on the outside with the temporal bone. So we're gonna just turn this to the side. Oh, look, there's my vomer. Just hanging out. All right, so we'll hit this guy from this lateral view here. Let's start with that. What's that?
The external
The
acoustic
meatus?
meatus.
Yeah, external acoustic meatus. That's how sound gets into our ear. And then our auditory nerve comes in on this meatus on the inside. What's that?
Internal.
That's our internal acoustic meatus. So we have an external acoustic meatus on the outside,
Outside.
external, and we have an internal acoustic meatus on the inside. Good. All right, I'm going to come back to the outside of this so we can do our processes. We've got 3 processes we care about. This one, and this one. Let's start with this one. The zygomatic process, named because it attaches to the zygomatic bone. Good. This is called the styloid process because it looks like a stylus. Good. And this is the don't you dare. This one's called the mastoid process. Good. And let's identify them on this bone too over here.
Is there a reason why that's called the master?
I always think about it as being really massive,
Okay.
but that's not the reason
No, but that
behind it.
helps.
Yeah. This guy here.
Zygomatic.
There's our zygomatic process right next to the zygomatic bone. That guy back there, styloid process, and a mastoid process. Good. Okay, so we got our processes, we got our 2 meatuses. Now we just have to look at 2 holes for the major artery and the major vein that go up to supply our brain and drain our brain. So to look for those, my favorite technique is to create a line from the mastoid process to the styloid process, and what I know is that my next hole is the carotid canal. So I do those guys in order. Again, that's mastoid process, styloid process, and then my stick is going through the carotid canal right there. And we can do that on this model also. A little trickier to see. So try it here. So this is the mastoid process, styloid process right in front of it, carotid canal. Now this carotid canal makes a 90-degree turn, which is why we can't see it going anywhere. The skullmaker got lazy and it's like, oh, I can't make a 90-degree turn, so they just put an indent there, which is unfortunate. The skullmaker did a little bit better. Let me turn this around so it's in the same orientation as this one. So again, that's mastoid process, styloid process, and then right in front of that, carotid canal. The other hole that we ask you guys to identify on there is called the jugular foramen, and I like it better on this because we can see it's actually not a part of the temporal bone and it's not a part of the occipital bone. It's between the 2. Can you see how that's part purple and part peach? And on this one over here, oops, I broke my stick. Let's get the mandible out of the way. I'll put it in the same orientation as this one. So here's that carotid canal right there. And then posterior to it is the jugular foramen, but it's between those 2 bones. It's not part of the temporal bone. And if you want to see where those come out, we can flip it over and look at it on this side. So that stick there that we're wiggling is going through which? Jugular foramen. This one's coming through the carotid canal. You can feel what they look like on the top side. All right, last one. This one, what's that? Occipital bone. And on that occipital bone, we only have a couple things to identify. I'm going to flip it over to do that. On this side. Perfect. Here. This is our foramen magnum. Yeah, foramen magnum. Good. And then these 2 things, what are these?
The condyles.
Those are the condyles. Good. What type of condyles?
Occipital.
I like it. They're on the occipital bone. Let's call them occipital condyles. So C1 is going to articulate there. That atlas is going to match up. We actually, do we have you guys do hypoglossal canal also?
No.
Okay. I got all excited about hypoglossal canal. Not so much. Perfect. So that's the last of our basicranial bones.